Hi guys, Masha Hammerling is back, and today I will be testing my brand new sketchbook that arrived from Russia, that was created by famous Russian artist Ekaterina Neshkova. And I hope you've watched my first video with very emotional unwrapping. And today I will be all business and I will try to test this paper inside of the sketchbook, and I will use wet and dry art media just like suggested by the artist. It's going to be watercolor, acrylic paint and mixed media. So I will try pencils and micron pen. I also would like to tell you a little bit more about characteristics of this paper. So let me flip the camera and we will talk a little bit more. Okay, I'm sorry for shaking, but I would like to situate this camera a little bit better for you so you can see everything. And as I was turning camera the other way, I hope you noticed that I have all my art supplies laid out over here, and the wonderful sketchbook is here as well. So it looks like this when it arrives to you. Sketchbook, and it's called Sketch by Art Sketchbooker, and it's a wonderful artist. Let me get her name over here for you. It was designed by Neshkova Art. Ekaterina Neshkova is on Instagram. You can also find her beautiful artwork that she creates, flowers, bouquets, and landscapes at www.neshkovaart.com. And she created this sketchbook with the help of printing house and design studio called Digital Art. And let me tell you a bit more about this paper. So paper, it comes in different sizes, and the one that I ordered from her was the square. Size is 8.25 by 8.25 inches. The weight is about 140 pounds. The paper was made in Italy and assembled and designed in Russia, in Moscow. It's cold press, double-sided or dual-sided. And first 3 pages have grid, so that you will do your testing and wash and value charts. And this paper is, as I already said, is good for watercolor, acrylic paint, and mixed media. It is have a very good tooth, so it's not good for like illustration, I would say, or fine details, because the fibers in the cold press paper are very having very good texture over here for obviously watercolor. And 3 first pages have this grid, and the rest of the pages is 27 left pages are blank for your creation. So total of 30 pages are available. It comes with the very heavy spiral bind, which is very sturdy and very comfortable. All right, let's start with watercolor. And what I would like to do today is actually to see value, hue, value, and chroma, and how the pigment sits on the fibers. And I would like to see how the everything is working with this paper. So in order for me to do that, kind of see how different techniques with watercolor will work. Oops, and I put I will add water for the first square, because I want to see how wet on wet technique will go with this paper. And I think the appearance of this paper is already very nice. The fibers are working well, and water sits nicely and slowly gets inside of the fibers. And I gonna blot it a little bit, because I do see that I probably add a little bit more water than I need. And it takes it's not thin paper. It's pretty heavy and you can do multiple washes. And let me bring camera a little bit closer to you so that you can see how the water, pigment, and paper will be cooperating with each other. And what I see right now is really beautiful legs are forming. So the colors are grainy over there. I see that the fibers create good character when the hue is laying on, the pigment is coming out as water is evaporating and sinks into the fibers. And I see beautiful legs forming, so I will let them form because I just want to see how this gonna all work out. I will add more pigment to the top and just gonna see the magic happen. Okay, and I just gonna let it go. Would be very nice, just I don't want this to go on the other square. All right, I will let it dry, and now I will try dry and dry technique. So let me dry my paintbrush and try very dry paint. There practically will be no water. I got as much water as I could from my paintbrush, and let me just see how the strokes gonna go if I want to create dry and dry. Okay, so for some characteristics it will be an awesome choice. And now wet and dry. And I will just go as far as my pigment will take me. I might create a, yeah, it takes pigment for a very long time. I don't have to reload my paintbrush for a very long time, which is a nice thing. Okay, so let me also write this down. Watercolor, wet on wet, dry on dry, wet on dry. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, now let me move this a little bit over here. Now what I would like to do, I would try the blue color, and it's more like ultramarine what I have over here. And as I said, please don't judge me. I'm not trying to say that those are primary colors. Those are just the colors that I have in my palette over here, and I will do the same thing. I will do a wet on wet first. Okay, thanks for waiting. Again, a little bit too much wetness over here. So I would like to see how blue was gonna be going. Wet on wet. My paper over here was not very wet, so I'm just going to leave it like this, and I want to see how the legs will be forming if I will be using not very wet paper. And also I would like to see how, if I would add water after, so I'm just trying different techniques, and how the pigment will be able to be picked up and brought over to the wet part. Because sometimes, you know, you end up doing different things. And so far I like, again, the formation of legs over here, and I like that the pigment was still, so the paper is not letting water with paint to soak in very fast, so I still able to work with my paint as it dries. Now dry on dry technique, as I said, I will try the same. I'll get as less water as possible to pick up the pigment. And let me see how dry and dry will go here. You know, you need sometimes to show texture in a dry parts that if you, for example, creating a landscape, cityscape, right? There are a lot of buildings and roads have rough texture like that, or tree trunks. Okay, I like it. It's very nice. Again, it's not boring. It has a lot of character going on. And again, my cameras keep going to the right. So let me see now wet and dry. I will not try to pick up as much pigment though. I want a little bit lighter effect. Let's see how far I can bring, because I want to see if I can get the monochromatic value scale. So as I'm I'm not picking up any more pigment, and I want to see how further I can spread. Okay, I like it. It looks very good. Now let me see if I can pick up color. What if I don't like something, right? I wonder if I can pick up color. And I think this my plum color is already dry, so let me see if I can pick up any color. And if the paper will be also ruined as I'm doing that. And I don't see paper being ruined. Paper is so strong that it can take. If I will need to pick up the color, it can take that. Okay, as soon as this blue will dry, I will try layering. So we will do that. For now, I will be using yellow, and I will do yellow using the same wet on wet technique. Just want to see how yellow is going to be going, and I will do something different so it wouldn't be boring, because sometimes obviously we're using different ways. Our colors are going on our paper in different directions, so that's what I'm trying to create over here. And direction of this will go from top to bottom. And I will do one more line over here, and I will leave it, and I will tilt it. So I want to see the legs forming for me as the paint interacts with the wet paper and as it goes down. And I will add more color over here. Okay, okay. Very nice, very subtle. It's not sinks in. Now let's see about warping. Very little warping happening, and look, warping is happening mainly on the wet on wet technique, but not too bad. Look on the other side, guys. I'm sorry. Look into the other side. It's not bad at all. Okay. When I will be done painting, I will completely flip paper on the other side so you will see results. And let me now continue. Sorry for moving camera. Okay, I like the way the legs are forming. Very smooth transition into plain paper. Now dry on dry. Dry and dry. And with the yellow, okay, I guess it was not as dry as I thought it is. So yeah, it's, I would say, practically the same, just yeah, you see, you can create beautiful dry and dry effect. And the last would be just want to see how much I can stretch my pigment that will be sitting on my paintbrush without reloading it. And I just find it really fascinating how paper can help you to bring more pigment and stretch your pigment over the artwork. Okay, pretty good. All right. Very nice. I like it. Now I'm gonna create second layer with yellow, and I will see if I can make green color. So my blue is already dry, and I will layer over here a little bit with yellow, and I will see how that will go. Very good. You know, it took me several strokes to pick up the color. Now, you're not gonna pick up the pigment off of the previous layer if it's dry. The yellow goes perfectly on top. Let me also see how yellow will go onto my plum color. Also very nice. Okay, and now I will try the plum color on top of the yellow over here. And I will see, it just needs to dry a little bit before I will practice. And I don't want, I think I need to get more water going, because otherwise my plum color will overlap my yellow. Okay, let's see if I can fan it for the sake of saving you time. I don't want to turn on the fan, that will be way too loud. Okay, let's see. Very nice, I like it, very good. Okay guys, time to move to the other paint, which is Tempera Paint. With Tempera Paint, I will do cyan, magenta, and yellow. And I will be using cyan, magenta, and yellow in acrylic paint without any dilution. I'm not gonna use water to dilute it. I'm not gonna use any medium, acrylic medium. I just wanna see how my layers are going. And as I tried before, and I really enjoy this process, as I am doing this, I'm picking up also white and gray, and there will be black. So I will see how the colors, oh, let me finish this. I jumped into white. I want to see how the colors interact with each other in creating this wonderful value and chroma. So I have hue over here, okay? Hue, the way the paper is built, it helps you to enjoy the process of putting paint on top. And as I already probably mentioned, I don't know, but it feels like you smearing butter on the toast. It's so smooth. I seriously enjoying this process so much, because it feels like you are seriously doing you know, as something very enjoyable as you working with this. So what I'm going to do, I will leave like this, and another half will be with white, because I want to see how white can interact with blue and bring and pick up this beautiful color. And what I see right now, I like, so you sometimes end up creating a paint as you go, you mixing as you go, and that's what is happening over here. So I will cover square like that again, and I will bring more white, and I will paint more white over here, just like this. So my tone is created, and if I will add a little bit of water to make the smoother appearance. It looks good. The water is not sinking right away, and the paper is still interacting after all of these mixes, interacting very well. Now I would like to create another square with the same cyan color, and I will use gray color, and we will see how cyan on this paper interacting with gray. So I'm sorry, I think I called this tone. This is tint, and that will be tone. So now I will take a little bit of gray, and I will see how gray helps me to build tone or saturation. So I'm creating less saturated color, and I'm mixing right on the paper. Though some painters, they mixing on the paint palette, but I want to see how much this paper can take. How many times I can go over the same area and putting layer on top of the layer and see how it goes. So tint, so I have a hue over here, cyan. I have now gonna be value, right? And I will create tint, tone, and shade with black. Thus the value and saturation will be happening. That will help me to see how I can work on this paper when I need to create different three-dimensional effects, or how I can build the perspective and space using color. So I got my cyan there, bear with me guys, and then I will put black on top, and I will tone it down with black, and that will help me to see how, I hope you can see this guys, I'm sorry, and I will see how this color can be, I think I got a little bit too dark, and I want to see how this color going to interact. Okay. All right. Okay. So very interesting how it builds the gradation, you know, how it builds different values over here. The brightness is there, and I will going to repeat the same with magenta, and I might end up trying something different with magenta, who knows, you know. I might not end up doing absolutely the same for every single color, because that would be very boring. Okay, and now I will try over here. Magenta would be over here with mixed with white. Over here magenta will be mixed with gray, and over here magenta will be mixed with black. Thus we will create tint, tone, and shade, and that will help us again to see how magenta and white, magenta and green, gray, and magenta and black will be interacting with each other. So okay, all right, beautiful. Let's do gray, and I need to work very fast. Okay, I like the way the colors are moving, and again now black. Very nice. I like it. Okay. Now let me do this. I know that the acrylic can be also used as acrylic wash, you know, just like watercolor. So I want to see acrylic wash over here. I want to see how acrylic wash, because I bet I'm gonna use acrylic wash in this album, in this sketchbook. Okay. I will do the style of like when you adding like washes over and over and over again. Okay, it's called lisrovka, and I will try this as soon as this layer will dry. So I will be jumping into yellow for now. However, we will come back to this, and I will do the same with yellow what I did with previous two colors. I will do just yellow over here, my yellow acrylic paint. Now a little square for yellow to be mixed with white for tint, yellow to be mixed with gray for tone, and yellow to be mixed with black for shade. I know it might end up being you know, green color over here, but that's what I am willing to try and see how it's going to work. So before I will start talking too much about all of this stuff, let me start mixing, because I don't want those colors to dry. I want to remind people that I live in Southern California. It's very dry here, so I need to work especially fast on many different things. So I am trying now gray. So we're creating the gradation over here and black. Oh, no green. Okay, I'll take it. And I will create also the yellow wash to see how that will go with a couple of different colors. So, oops, got a lot of yellow washes here, and we will see how that will work. Okay, now my magenta is ready. I will put over here yellow, and I will put over here another color, the blue. And then I will gonna be doing some things that are like next week. I will find time to create something on the first page, my first illustration. And let me try now plum and blue, and then couple of pencils, and my video will be complete with me trying all of these beautiful things together. Okay. The wash is going well so far. I like, again and again, I like the way the paper holding, and I like the way the layers are visible through each other. Very impressed with the paper. I am now going to try my pencils over here in this square. So I will do yellow strip over here. Then I will do the magenta. Just visually, I thought I'm gonna go in different sequence. And then I will try cyan. And what I want to try also on this paper is how colors are being blended together with the blending stick. So I will blend yellow. Let's see, I started over here, so I will blend only one corner of each color, and I will blend now the magenta, and then I will blend cyan, and we will see how it is working together, and then we will layer those with white, gray, and black, again to create tint, tone, and shade. I do like how colors are blending. The paper lets pigment again to sit on the surface, and with blending stick it's very blendable. They are very nice and soft. Now I will add some white over here and white on this part and on the cyan. And as you know, color on top of color also blends previous layer. And now so tint, now tone with the gray. And now last gray over here. And let me see how black is going. All right. Okay, looking good. I do like watercolor, acrylic paint, and colored pencils on top of this paper. And let me see if I can even... Okay, we're looking so far so good. And the last thing that I would like to try is to apply the pen, Micron 05, and I will try to see how the pen goes on top of the paper and on top of the paint that is already on the paper. And for this I will write, this was acrylic paint, and this was pencil. All right, let's try over here. All right, well, you know, when acrylic paint dries, it turns into plastic. So the surface is very smooth, very nice, and I'm able to create nice lines over here. And I know I will be practicing even more with my mixed media technique when next week I will be creating my first sketch over here. But so far I'm really happy with what's happening over here. And that's lines and everything looking very nice and very for different elements of art, and I am seriously impressed with this paper. Colors are remaining very vibrant, and I can't wait to create my first sketch on this paper. And again, this is not sponsored video. However, I still would like you guys to give it a try, and you can order this sketchbook at, let me show you, it's right over here at www.neshkovaart.com, where you can also see Ekaterina Neshkova's artwork, and you can also see what other sizes she is offering for her sketchbooks, because there are rectangular and elongated rectangles and smaller in size. So there are a lot of different choices, and please check out the sketchbooks, and I would talk to you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.